Time for our KSAT Q&A, where we meet interesting people, talk about interesting topics, separate fact from fiction. And we are joined right now by Andrea Vocab Sanderson. She is the San Antonio Poet Laureate. Very important sounding title there, Andrea. Talk about what it means to be the San Antonio Poet Laureate.
Sure. So it's a city elected position, and it's held at the state level as well, and also the national level. So I don't know if any of y'all saw the inauguration. Amanda Gorman is the Youth Poet Laureate of the United States. And so we are commissioned to write poems for special events. We create initiatives to get people celebrating literacy. I don't know if people are aware that there is a big disparity in the literacy gap, and it's directly tied to economics and social status, socioeconomic status. And so I'm here to just promote literacy, get people reading and writing and celebrating poetry in any way possible.
You've had a lot of recognition over the last year, and it has been a year since you were part of the creation of a mural, a temporary mural around the streets of Travis Park downtown in San Antonio. Talk to us about the inspiration for that mural, and I want you to share the words that were actually painted on the streets at that time.
Jubilant and exuberant is the melanin of our skin. From despair, we have arisen. Those are the words that I wrote. And then we went out on August 4th and painted the street around 8 or 9 at night and finished around 3 or so in the morning. And it was unveiled on August 5th. It was a part of Centro de Artes, Centro San Antonio's Art Everywhere project, an initiative to beautify downtown with different art installations. Initially, I went to Andy Rodriguez from Centro and asked her for wall space for a mural to celebrate Black Lives Matter, and more so George Floyd, and just the people that were slain through brutality, police brutality, and things of that nature. Last year, we wanted to celebrate their lives that they lived and kind of observe that. And she was like, what if we did something a little different? Instead of painting Black Lives Matter on the ground, what if we painted one of your poems on the ground here in San Antonio? And I was like, I'm all for it. So I took a few days to think about the message that I want to send. And it wasn't something that's just limited to celebrating African Americans. A lot of people were like, oh, you know, Black Lives Matter. It wasn't just about that. It was about anyone with melanin in their skin, anyone who felt like they've been oppressed in any way, that we can rise above any situation. In fact, we have already arisen. We've already lived through so many great experiences and tremendous and painful experiences, and look at where we are and what we can do if we just keep that mindset of overcoming.
Yeah, such great words. And you've just being poet laureate is a huge honor. Talk about having your words on a street in downtown San Antonio and what it's like being poet laureate in a pandemic.
Well, I found out in March of last year, and that's when the shutdown started. And the first thing I wanted to do was to try to give people an idea of we're not hopeless. And even though we're maybe isolated and sedentary, we are not alone, and empower people. And so the first thing I did was create a hashtag challenge about the power of the tongue, the power of the voice, because people need to know that they can empower themselves if they learn how to use their voice, if they learn how to be articulate and speak their heart and speak their mind. There have been so many times where we've been emotionally overwhelmed just in the past year alone, and we feel like we didn't have the words to say the things that were on our heart. And so I wanted to help people and encourage them to do that. This season has been so difficult. It's been really challenging. It's been extremely rewarding. I feel like I was made like a civil rights leader overnight or something here in San Antonio. I've done a lot of leadership things. I've done a lot of activism and artwork, but never in the capacity of physical words being presented on the ground. It was such an honor. And the mural was unveiled on my grandpa. He's deceased now, but my mom's dad, on his birthday, that mural was unveiled. And so I dedicated it in my heart to my grandpa Albert. Yeah.
Giving it an even more special meaning. And we should mention, of course, those words are no longer on the streets of downtown, but there is a plaque, something commemorating it, explaining the reason behind those words, obviously showing pictures of what it looked like. And you have a new album out. I want to let people know because I want people to find your work. It really is moving. So tell people before we go about that album and how they can find the great things you're doing.
Sure. So if you want to see the commemorative piece for the mural, go to Peacock Alley. It's a small little alley. You can't miss it. And there's a huge wall installation talking about the mural. Thank you for mentioning that. And also my album is called Elevated. And there you go. There's a picture of it. It will be available on August 17th. August 17th, all streaming platforms, whether it be Apple Music, YouTube Music, Tidal, all of those things. It's a 5-song EP. It's clean music, so you can play it in front of your kids and your grandma. And so I just want everybody to know it's just positive messages about the mindset that I've had to make it through this season. There's a song called Be Brave on there. We all need to be a little braver. There's a song called Focused on there. And then there's a song specifically that speaks about the mural called Elevated Melanin.
Andrea, I'm so glad you could share some time with us. I love that on Fridays we try to take a break from some of the weightier topics that are facing all of us right now and just talk about some place, someone really interesting and unique in our community. So thanks for spending a few moments with us.
Thank you. Love.
True love and your positive spirit is what I get every time I see you at events that we even host together virtually. So thank you, Andrea, for your time today. Appreciate it. We'll be right back.